Nighttime. An elegantly dressed woman with long brown hair rolls her wheelchair beside a little person wearing a suit and tie.
You got what's coming.
All right.
Can we trade jackets?
I mean, I do like your suit jacket.
I feel like I'd look good in fur. I mean, it's the Media Access Awards, baby!
Ooh, I am ready. Millions of people tuning in. I'm ready for my close-up.
A man on the corner.
DJ!
Ah, DJ!
Hey, guys, where you been? The show's starting.
Oh, I mean, parking was a nightmare.
Brutal, man. This is LA.
Yeah, I parked on Santa Monica.
Parking? Why didn't you just use the valet?
DJ wears a suit and fedora.
I don't think there is valet.
There's no valet.
Yeah, no valet.
No.
But the guy took my keys.
DJ's eyes suddenly widen.
I'll be right back.
He bolts.
Looks like we're gonna do a little more time tonight.
I'll take it.
Can I borrow that fur?
Now the three friends enter a nightclub. They high-five and shake hands as they make their way past tables full of patrons toward the stage. Next, a montage of scenes from previous Media Access Awards presentations. People sign for press photographers. A man dances on a prosthetic leg.
Welcome to the 2022 Media Access Awards.
A title appears in gold against a sparkling blue background. MAA, Media Access Awards, presented by Easterseals.
Please welcome your host for this evening, the star of the series The Walking Dead and Marvel's Eternals, Lauren Ridloff.
Lauren, in a black tuxedo trimmed in silver, steps onto a virtual stage. She signs.
Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be hosting the 2022 Media Access Awards, presented by Easterseals. Those three people you just saw entering the Catalina Jazz Club in Hollywood are stand-up comedians Nick Novicki, Danielle Perez, and DJ Demers. They will be back to perform throughout the show. How did I, a deaf woman of color, end up becoming an actor? Pretty much by accident. I was asked to tutor the director of the 2018 Broadway revival, Children of a Lesser God. And it ended up getting the lead role. And I thought that was it. I already had a degree in education, and I knew that acting was a dicey prospect for a deaf person. But I loved it. I found joy on the stage and decided to give it 1 year. And as it turned out, I got lucky slaying zombies and becoming one of the fastest superheroes in the whole Marvel universe. I also realized that I could reach a lot more people and have a bigger impact as an actor. My two sons are deaf, and I knew I had a responsibility to make sure that they grew up in a world where deaf people of all kinds could be zombie killers and superheroes. And deaf women could be strong, fearless, and independent. That kept me going. Okay, let's get on with these wonderful awards. Our first award of the evening is the Writers Guild of America West Evan Sommers Memorial Award, given to a writer who creates or brings life to an authentic character or characters with a disability. Here to present this honor, an award-winning stage actor and director, and the breakout star of the Hulu series Only Murders in the Building. Please welcome James Caverly.
On a monitor, James signs as we hear an interpreter.
I had the great fortune of being cast as Theodemus on the TV show Only Murders in the Building. What was so incredibly unique about this process is that from the moment we began rehearsing, it was such a beautiful collaboration between myself and the creative team to bring this performance to the screen. That exceptional team of artists, including Douglas Ridloff, our deaf consultant, the show's creator, John Hoffman, our director, Shireen Davis, and all of our incredible writers worked collaboratively with me to bring Theo to life. Now, Theo is a complicated guy. He gets intensely angry with his father, played by the incomparable Nathan Lane. Thank you, John, so much for casting him to share those scenes with me. Theo also steals jewelry off of dead bodies, and may have accidentally killed a woman. But, that's another story. This characterization is not just another episode of inspiration porn. Theo is a realistic deaf character who is a complex, authentic, and screwed up guy. Many of Theo's scenes are told from Theo's point of view, with no spoken dialogue, and often with few, if any, other environmental sounds. To pull that off, all the drama and staging, as well as the often heated interactions between deaf and hearing characters, was an exciting creative challenge. The result is a milestone in American television.
Outside, Theo peers around a lit topiary to watch a couple in a heated conversation. The woman jabs her finger in the man's chest. Now she's alone, and Theo approaches. She rolls her eyes and signs, "Go away, boy from 6B. I'm poor company right now." Theo signs, "Did you break up?" She signs, "With Oscar? I never know until the next day." Theo signs back, "He's not good for you." In an apartment, Oliver, Charles, and Mabel.
Hey, did you guys hear about that mysterious death in the park last night? We could multitask a little bit. Silo out a second investigation, do a second podcast.
No. We need to focus. Only murders in the building.
Theo knocks on apartment
Only
C.
murders in the building.
Welcome to Only Murders in the Building, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Charles Hayden Savage.
In a morgue, Theo removes a protective hood and sits at a computer. He spots a shadow as it moves across the stainless steel countertop. He turns to see Oliver and Mabel. Oliver pushes a body on a gurney into Theo as he and Mabel flee. Oliver reaches the exit, then slams into the door to apartment C. Charles arrives, dabbing his bloody nose.
Oh my God, she's gotten to you already.
What's going on?
So, funny story.
You're sleeping with a murderer!
End of scene. Back to James Caverly.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce John Hoffman. Congratulations, John.
James waves his hands to sign applause.
Thank you so much, Joey Caverly, James Caverly. And thank you so much to the Media Access Awards and to the Writers Guild of America West, and to Norman Lear, our champion, ahead of his time in representation and diversity and all of the things that are important to me, all of the things that were so essential to our work on Only Murders in the Building. I feel like the most important thing about our show in many ways is its representation. And we're set in New York City, and there is the world of diversity, and championing particularly anyone with a disability meant a great deal to me as far as casting went. And we were so incredibly fortunate to have Joey Caverly walk through our doors and give the performance he gave in an episode that meant so much to so many, and to me personally in ways that I couldn't have imagined, honestly. We were taking a big leap with that episode, The Boy from 6B, and I wanted very much to show a perspective and an intimacy with someone's experience within the deaf community, and Joey made such an impression and made such great contributions to the way we told that story. And the key is, I think, in representation and the further work we have to do to bring more of it, is to listen and to really connect and find the experience, one of our own and one of everyone's, as we are all in this together. So this means the world to me, from all of the writers and producers on our show, from Hulu and 20th, and I love the award. It's pretty fantastic.
An engraved glass award.
Thank you so much, and I will cherish it, and I will hope and continue the work to do more of the same kind of work along the lines with this show and others, hopefully. Thank you very much.
Lauren Ridloff.
So now, let's go back to the Catalina Club for our first performer of the evening. He's a veteran stand-up, actor, and creator of innovative, long-running Easterseals Disability Film Challenge. Give it up for Nick Novicki.
I'll be honest, I kind of felt like a wrestler coming out here, you know? Everybody's giving me high fives. I'm excited to be here. I got here really early, yeah. I was making sure I had good parking, you know, because I know these events, all right? Like, you got to make sure you get the good spots. I mean, I was out there earlier, and like the parking attendants, they were like confused. You know, they didn't know what was going on. I just heard a guy who was like, "Does anybody not need handicap parking?" I mean, he had no idea what was going on, so he came up to me. He was like, "Excuse me, sir, what's happening here?" I was like, "It's the Media Access Awards." He's like, "What?" And I was like, "You know, it's kind of like the Oscars, but with more wheelchairs and sign language."
An interpreter signs nearby.
We just got a new neighbor. Did you ever meet anybody who's so old they can only communicate in stories? That's how old my neighbor is. All the small talk goes out the door, and then bam, story. I met him. I was like, "Hey, what's up? My name's Nick. I'm your neighbor." He's like, "I'll tell you about Korea." It's like, I don't know if I want to know, because I don't know how to fight, you know? But luckily, I don't need to know how to fight, because I have a weird thing where gangsters are attracted to me. It's a weird phenomenon. It doesn't matter what city I'm in. I'll just be walking down the street, and I just hear, "Yo, little man, I got you." And usually they just walk away. Like there's just a random urban guardian gangster that's got me somewhere. It's crazy. Like, I'll have people just drive up and park right next to me, like, "Take my number down." And I will, because, like, I may need it, you know? Like, I have 3 people named Scarface on my phone. Most guys get girls' numbers, I get hitmen. And there's never a need for it, too. Like, I'm a laid-back, friendly guy. Like, I don't need anybody to fight for me. Like, you know, it's a weird thing. Like, I remember I was on a date with my wife. We're in, like, a nice Italian restaurant. The scariest guy in the world comes up. He's like, "Yo, little man, if you're ever scared, man, anytime you're in danger, anytime you're scared." I was like, "Right now, a little bit." All right, guys, thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. Back to you, Lauren.
Lauren signs.
Our next award is the SAG-AFTRA Harold Russell Award, named after the amazing double amputee actor who won 2 Academy Awards for his role in the 1946 classic, The Best Years of Our Lives. Not to be outdone, our presenter tonight is the 2021 Academy Award winner for Best Supporting Actor in Coda, and one of the most heralded actors of our times. Ladies and gentlemen, Troy Kutsur.
Troy signs as we hear an interpreter.
Hello, everyone.
He holds up his award with a big smile.
Just 1 year ago, I was thrilled to receive this wonderful SAG-AFTRA Harold Russell Award.
Troy wears a tweed cap, lavender glasses, and a full gray beard.
When you're a disabled performer and you are recognized by your acting peers, disabled and non-disabled, it is a true honor. Now I get to present this very award to Selma Blair. Selma Blair was a highly accomplished actress with movie hits like Cruel Intentions and Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy, when she contracted multiple sclerosis in 2018.
Behind Troy, a wall full of posters and photos, and a bookshelf holds books and awards.
Her response to this devastating turn was to make a documentary about it called Introducing Selma Blair, a ruthlessly honest, first-person look at confronting her condition. And only a few weeks ago, Selma stunned the world again by appearing on Dancing with the Stars. And with her partner, performing a high energy jive routine, as well as doing the splits and a perfect cartwheel. It was daring. It was strong and fearless. It was exhilarating. Let's take a look at Selma's work.
Introducing Selma Blair.
Well, this is what happened.
Subtitles. Well, this is what happens. This is what happens. That I don't want people to see.
See, that one, I get really uncomfortable, but I'm not uncomfortable with you.
That once I get really uncomfortable, but I'm not uncomfortable with you or anything. It's the MS. Dancing with the Stars.
Selma Blair? What?
Selma enters the dance studio. Selma runs for a hug.
That's okay, you're doing great.
Initiative with the left leg is tricky.
You don't have feeling of your left leg. I think small steps is gonna help.
The one thing I am most nervous about is honestly my balance.
Put your weight on it.
But I have underestimated me in the past, and I have proved myself wrong. So don't underestimate me.
In Hellboy, her character makes a fist. Blue flames spread from her body and destroy demonic creatures. On Dancing with the Stars, her partner sweeps her in a circle over the dance floor. He helps her rise to her feet, and they share a hug. Troy Kotzer.
I am so pleased and honored to present the 2022 SAG-AFTRA Harold Russell Award to Selma Blair.
Selma signs, thank you.
Thank you, Troy Kutzer. I admire you. I thank you. This means so much to be receiving this award from you, who has come before me and paved so many roads. And congratulations to you on that, and thank you. Thank you so much to SAG-AFTRA's, the PWD committee. Thank you so much for having me here in this lovely place to accept this lovely place, not meaning my lovely house, but thank you. This lovely place of holding this award, Media Access Awards 2022. Thank you. I must say that I don't think these awards would even still be thriving and growing if not for the amazing people like Jim Lebrecht, Andrea Levant, Keely Cat Wells. But really, it was Jim and Crip Camp that really just rolled over the doors. That was the perception of young people with disabilities and the genuine communication and fun and documentary that they put together with Crip Camp really heartened me. And so when my own challenges that presented themselves with speaking and movement came with my MS diagnosis, I was emboldened to be myself because of people like you. And so if I can in any way through my visibility help other people find their own power and confidence and their own individuality that makes them amazing, just as they are, how they bring themselves to the table, to the film world, TV, all of it. I'm so grateful for it. So grateful. It is the people that were before me that have showed me the way, and I am proud to be among you. Thank you so much, Media Access Awards. And Troy Nankin and Hilda Quealy at CAA, because yay, thank you. Allies is exactly what we need.
Lauren Ridloff.
The next award of the evening is the Producers Guild of America George Sunga Award. Here to present this award is one of the stars of Love on the Spectrum, the 2022 Emmy Award winner for Outstanding Unstructured Reality Program. Please welcome Steve Spitz.
Hello. Many wonderful things have happened in my life, and one of the most wonderful was being asked to be part of the show Love on the Spectrum. I am one of 7 people each unique and enthralling in their own way, in search of finding a lovely woman or man to share their life. The reaction, I can tell you, has been almost too much to take in. Besides the overwhelming audience response, the show has won 3 Emmys, including Outstanding Unstructured Reality Show. Amazing. For those of you keeping score, I haven't found the lady of my dreams yet, but I've met some fascinating people along the way, and I'm still looking.
He gives a playful, knowing look.
The 6 others who are on the show with me are so authentic and relatable, it's easy to conclude that all of us, disabled or not, are on the spectrum of humanity. Let's watch a little of Love on the Spectrum.
How old were you when you were diagnosed with autism?
It wasn't all that long ago. I mean, it's been, I think, about a couple of years.
Are you looking for love?
Yes, unquestionably so.
I don't want to be alone. I want to find someone.
I haven't dated in 33 years.
You could imagine I have to kiss many frogs to find the right guy.
Nope.
Everyone is different.
Correct.
Whether you're on the spectrum or not.
We are, however, all looking for the same thing: respect, understanding, and a whole lot of love.
My autism affects my social interactions. We're going to Google date topics. Do you see this in bold right here? The stakes are so much higher.
Through this process, he might find love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My ideal partner would be somebody who can depend on me. We want to depend on each other.
To have a lovely lady, that would be an absolute dream.
Sometimes it can be challenging to find someone who doesn't write her off based off a diagnosis.
Here I go.
A date arrives with flowers.
Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. You okay?
I'm nervous too.
I've been single all my life.
What are your dreams?
My dreams is to meet somebody.
Whoa.
And I finally got to meet you, and I think you're really cool.
I like her so much.
This is so fun.
You're my lion and I'm your lioness.
I really like how you hold my hand.
Cheers to us autistic people that are coming over leaps and bounds, now possibly finding love.
What do you want to do in the future?
Imagine what you and I do if we go have an adventure.
Seeing from the heart and from the soul is much more important, and I think this is what true love means.
A couple hugs. Love on the Spectrum, U.S. Steve Spitz.
It is my honor to introduce you to this year's winner of the George Sunga Producers Guild of America Media Access Award, the masterminds of Love on the Spectrum, Karina Holden and Cian O'Cleary.
Thank you, Steve. What an honor to be introduced by you in accepting this award.
We're here to accept the George Sunga Award from the Producers Guild of America for our work on Love on the Spectrum, which Steve appeared in. And my name's Karina Holden. I'm the executive producer. And?
I'm Cian O'Cleary, director and executive producer of Love on the Spectrum US. And it was a great experience making the series, and we're just really happy that people around the world have watched and embraced these stories and learned a bit more about the people whose stories we were telling.
And I think it was really important for us as non-fiction storytellers to bring neurodiversity to the screen and show how autism presents in so many different types of people and their unique experience, letting them tell their own stories, not fictionalizing it, but letting people really own what their experience is and bring it to the world in a joyful way through love and dating.
Yeah, absolutely. So a big thank you. This really is a great honor. We feel very proud, and thank you to all the participants for being a part of the series. This award really is for them.
And thank you to the Media Access Awards for this award in 2022.
Ava Longoria.
The world is comprised of many different people of different colors, sexual identity, disabilities, and I think it's time we see more of that in the media. I'm doing my part, so join me.
Lauren Ridloff.
Now, it is time for our second comedian of the evening, a wheelchair user. She hit it big on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Please welcome Danielle Perez.
At the Catalina Jazz Club.
I made the decision to jump out of a plane. I did that. Okay. So much more supportive than my friends. My friends, when I told them that I was gonna go skydiving, they were like, why on earth would you do that? I'm like, what is the worst that can happen? Like, I survive? But I called up this skydiving place. I was like, look, I'm 250 pounds. I don't have feet. Can I jump out of a plane? And the guy on the other line was like, for sure. So we take off, baby. Oh, we are up. We are in the sky. We hit 10,000 feet. The dude I'm attached to tells me he used to do heroin. 12,000 feet. He currently lives in a van. Uh-oh. 15,000 feet. We're out, baby. Ooh, we are out. And like what I think is gonna happen when I like jump out of this plane is I'm gonna be amongst the clouds. I'm gonna be looking down at the earth below, see rivers, valleys, lakes, and streams. Just have like a real existential experience. What happens when I jump out of this plane is my immediately jump into my esophagus. Okay, left, right situation. We're talking boobies bouncing, knockers knocking, twisting in the wind. I look like someone who accidentally fell down the stairs. That's how hard they're just like pummeling my eye sockets. I am surrounded by air, cannot breathe air. And my friend is on the ground and she's just capturing it all with her camera, just taking these pictures of me fighting for my life, looking like a petite baby Dumbo drop, okay? Which is 42 G being held up by G-force in a way no man-made object ever has or ever could. You know, I'm like, this is it, I'm going out. I'm going out like a geriatric at the Playboy Mansion, just twins. Me to death. People are gonna hear Danielle died skydiving. It's like she went splat. They're like, no, her airbags deployed mid-flight. I'm Danielle Perez. And now Lauren Ridloff.
This year's recipient of the next award, the IMDb Pro Media Access Award for Excellence in Directing, is the noted director of many major movie blockbusters, Peter Farrelly. He's an Academy Award winner for The Green Book, and also one of the longest, most steadfast supporters of disability inclusion in Hollywood, film and television. For decades, he has populated his cinematic universe with disabled characters and actors. Think of movies like Kingpin, There's Something About Mary, Me, Myself, and Irene, and the TV series Loudermilk, and even his just recently released film for Apple TV Plus, The Greatest Beer Run Ever. Inspired by a dear friend disabled by a freak accident, Peter is dedicated to the task of seeing that disabled performers are given every opportunity to shine on screen. Every other director in Hollywood should take note. Let's look at some of Peter's work.
There's Something About Mary. A man drives his wheelchair as another carries a heavy box.
What? You heard me. You already put a nick on my piano. Oh, I'll try to be a little more careful. What are you, you wimping out on me? Just that this is a little bit heavy, that's all. Heavy? But I wouldn't give to know what heavy feels like, you insensitive prick.
Greatest Beer Run Ever.
Hey, get your ass out of bed, you lazy bum. Look at you, sleeping your life away.
Look at these scumbags.
At a protest.
You're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing your family.
In a pub.
These protesters not know that our soldiers see that on TV. I'd like to go over to Vietnam, track down all the boys in the neighborhood and give them a beer.
I could do that.
Do what?
Bring in beer.
He's not serious. He's hammered. Look at him.
The man's stone sober. That's his 5th beer, maybe, tops. I'm going to Vietnam, and I'm bringing a beer! Yeah!
Green Book, a black man is pulled over
Got ID?
in a jail cell.
You cannot hold me without cause.
Well, I got cause.
I want my call.
Later, 3 police officers confer.
Got him goddamn loose. That nigga what hit me! You to get him the goddamn out! Who the hell would you call?
Everyone, the recipient of the 2022 IMDb Pro Media Access Awards for Excellence in Directing, Peter Farrelly.
Thank you very much, Lauren. I am so proud to be this year's recipient of the IMDb Pro Media Access Excellence in Directing Award. I want to thank Deborah Calla and Alan Rucker for making Media Access what it is today, the most powerful voice in the disability movement in film and television. Bobby and I, my brother Bobby and I, growing up, we were blessed that we had a lot of friends with disabilities. We had our friend Danny Murphy, who was a quadriplegic, and we had Warren Tajan and Jimmy Gifford, and a lot of people in the neighborhood who had disabilities. So we were very comfortable around it, and it was the world we grew up in, as it is for most people. After we made Dumb and Dumber, Danny Murphy reached out to me and said, "You just had a movie with 150 people in it, and I didn't see one person with a disability," and I wanted to throw up. It was the biggest oversight we've made in our career, and we never made that mistake again. If you're going to tell a true story, you have to have people with disabilities in it and behind the scenes. That's what the world is. And for that, I want to dedicate this award to Danny Murphy, who is the person who taught me what truth is and how to make a great movie. Thank you.
Lauren Ridloff.
Now, here to present the 2022 Norman Lear Jerry Jewell Lifetime Achievement Award, the long reigning star of the late night talk show, The Jimmy Kimmel Show. It's Jimmy Kimmel.
From his studio.
Hello, everyone. I am honored to be a part of the Media Access Awards. Maybe you remember I hosted the show one year. You also may remember I was never invited back, but I'm not here to complain. I'm here to talk about my old pal, Alan Rucker. I've known Alan since before I was on television. Obviously, that was a very dark time for America, but we worked together. We became good friends before he became paralyzed with a disease I can't even pronounce, honestly. After his injury, Alan didn't skip a beat. He kept writing for television. He wrote books. He even wrote a great cookbook, which is in my kitchen right now, covered in marinara sauce. And then Alan turned his focus and talents to beating the drum for a greater presence of disabled actors, writers, directors, and producers in Hollywood movies and TV shows. Yes, there's been progress, but it is slow. 1 out of every 4 American adults is disabled, and they're in every family, but they aren't in every family on TV or in the movies. Quite the contrary. Unfortunately, it's very rare to see. And I, for one, have been keeping my fingers crossed to see Alan in a nude scene. But for his decades of championing the rights of disabled, I am proud and honored to present this year's Norman Lear Jerry Jewell Award for Lifetime Achievement to my friend, Alan Rucker.
And here I am.
Alan wheels himself next to Jimmy's desk. Jimmy gives Alan the Pointy Glass Award.
And I won't sit on it.
No, yes, please don't.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for being such a good friend for all these years. And thank you to Deborah Calla, the woman who has worked so tirelessly in spearheading the Media Access Awards for the last 13 years. And also to Easterseals in Southern California, our biggest supporter, and to my friend Kevin Bright, and to the Writers Guild, and anyone else who thought this was a good idea. Anyway, one thing I wanted to say, a disability is not a curse. It doesn't mean you have to live a sad and lonely life. And many people are starting to see that. It may be a bad period in America, but it's a good period for the disabled. They are finally being seen as more than just their disability. So, thanks to everyone, thanks to Jimmy. Now get me out of here. Right?
All right. And thanks to whoever made this beautiful piece of pizza. Congratulations, Alan.
The Triangular Award.
Don't eat it.
Let's do the...
The men shake hands.
And now, please welcome Alan's longtime partner and co-CEO and executive producer of the Media Access Awards, Deborah Kala.
She gestures to Deborah.
Thank you, Lauren. Hello, everyone. I am just so thrilled to be here, helping celebrate the work of these amazing artists, each one of them moving the needle forward to greater inclusion of disabilities in front and behind the cameras. But none of this celebration would be possible if not for the steadfast support of our partners, SAG-AFTRA, Casting Society of America, Producers Guild of America, Writers Guild of America West, and our sponsors, IMDb Pro, Kevin Bright, Comcast, NBC Universal Telemundo, Paramount, Warner Brothers Discovery, and Disney General Entertainment Content, the Murray Rees Foundation, E1, PRG, Rudderman Family Foundation, Woman of Her Word, and the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. Thank you all. And now I am pleased to introduce Mark Whitley, President and CEO of Easterseals Southern California, and Maria Serrao, sports journalist and Easterseals board member, speaking from their Autism Therapy and Disability Services Center.
Thank you, Deborah. Easterseals is the largest disability services organization in the country and has been providing life-changing programs for more than 100 years. Our commitment to the Media Access Awards is part of that long-standing tradition. Being seen and heard on television and in films is absolutely essential to recognizing the 61 million Americans with disabilities as full and equal participants in our everyday life.
As a fellow actor, journalist, and member of the Easterseals board, I applaud both Easterseals and the Media Access Awards for their ongoing recognition of the storytellers and performers who explore the rich, authentic lives of people with disabilities. Now let's watch this message from Easterseals.
1 in 4 Americans has a disability.
She's in a wheelchair.
I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on. Easterseals. Easterseals Southern California is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easterseals. Make it yours.
Now it's time for our third comedian of the evening. You've seen him on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and America's Got Talent. Give it up for DJ Demers.
The Catalina Jazz Club.
When they took sports away in the pandemic, I realized how much I needed sports. Like, I knew I loved sport, but when they took them all away and I couldn't watch anything on TV, I got weird. I got real weird. I started watching the weird random sports you see on ESPN at like 2 in the morning just to fill the void in my heart. I got deep into cornhole, real deep into cornhole. Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounded more sexual than I intended, but I stand by it. Cornhole, speed walking, love speed walking. Speed walking, undeniably the sexiest sport on the planet, right? I mean, it's easy to hate on speed walking, but once you get over your prejudice, I mean, what other sport is literally all in the hips, you know? And they go for 31 miles, 50 kilometers. That's how long a speed walking race is. Can you imagine doing this for 31?
He swivels his hips.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They should add speed walking to every other sport. That's how you would make it a more mainstream. Think of your favorite sport, add speed walking to it. You got a brand new beauty. It works for any sport. Speed walking baseball. You see it? Guy up to bat, hits the ball to the left field gap, you know, going down to first base. Right?
DJ sachets.
Outfielder trying to track it down.
The ASL interpreter swivels his own hips.
Outfielder throws it in, second baseman tags him, the ump's like, out! Coach is in the dugout, he can't believe it. He's like, you just call him out, umpy? Are you kidding me? Barges onto the field, come on!
DJ prances.
Ridiculous. I love violent sports too. It's hard for me to watch violent sports sometimes though, because I played a lot of hockey growing up. I got a lot of concussions, and I feel like they might have scrambled my brain a little bit, but I don't know, man, I just love violent sports. It is a little hard for me to watch violent sports sometimes though, because I played a lot of hockey growing up, and I got a lot of concussions, and I feel like I might have scrambled my brain a little bit, but I don't know. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And now we're sending it back to you, Lauren.
DJ mimes a pitch. Lauren pretends to catch it.
Now, to present our next award, the SAG-AFTRA Disability Awareness Award, is the legendary actor who was the first disabled performer to be a reoccurring character on an American primetime TV series way back in 1980. This show was Norman Lear's The Facts of Life. She later starred in HBO's classic Deadwood. Her name is Jerry Jewell.
Jerry gestures.
Hi, I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you today. I'm sandwiched between two critical writing projects, sandwiched in between without the lettuce, the tomato, and avocado, but nevertheless sandwiched between these critical writing projects. But I want to talk about my dear friend and partner in crime, David Zimmerman. I met David in 2006 when he taught a class with Corey Allen for actors with disabilities and without disabilities. He also does a wonderful weekly series called Meet the Biz. He's done that. He's an acting coach, casting director. He's done everything. My God, he teaches at the Performing Arts Studio West. I mean, I could go on and on about his achievements, but why don't we just look at some of the things that he's done right now?
In a series of photos, David grins, his blue eyes twinkling. He speaks on stage. He exuberantly hugs friends at the Media Access Awards and signs I love you with others at a SAG-AFTRA event. Now, clips from interviews, rehearsals, and performances.
Welcome to Meet the Biz with Lainey Kazan. Yay. From the first time I met you, I just went, hi.
Oh, I love you.
Why would you say that?
I want to make you happy.
You can use the same words. You have to get the hug from her. And each time you do it, you're in a different breath in a different moment. When did you both meet each other?
At the second annual Media Access Award.
I love that. We have a little surprise for you today.
Yes.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Surprise! It's so important to take classes. I mean, it just seems that a lot of people these days who want to be actors think, oh no, I just can do it.
Or I'm just beautiful.
You know.
What's so great about this life?
We as an audience identify with what you're going through because we at times in our lives have that same experience. But you could use all that stuff in your work. And that's what makes it powerful.
In a group photo, he spreads his arms wide. He smiles warmly as he poses in photos with others. He leans his head back against actor Jamie Brewer's shoulders. With DJ, he holds a clapboard that reads Disability Film Challenge. More photos flash by of David beaming with friends and colleagues.
It is my absolute pleasure to present the 2022 SAG-AFTRA Disability Awareness Award to my friend, David Zimmerman.
Jamie Brewer hands the award to David and pats his arm. He pulls her in for a hug.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jerry. And thank you, SAG-AFTRA, PWD, National Committee, and the Media Access Awards. This award means so much to me. It means inclusion, and it means acceptance of others and self. I have a heart that wants to move forward, whether I am casting or directing or producing. I feel that I need to include everyone in the work. And this is what this is about.
the acceptance of all. When I created Meet the Biz several years ago, I wanted to bring in, and I did bring in, all actors to work together, to create with one another, to get the auditions, to get the jobs. There are a few people I have to thank. Mary Rings from Born to Act Players. If it wasn't for her and Born to Act Players, I wouldn't be on this journey. And Inclusion Films, Actors for Autism, and John Paces from Performing Arts Studio West, my extended family. And it's all about all of these people, all of these groups that make this all happen. The doors have opened, and I want to see more acceptance and respect the individualities of each person. And that's all of us. All of us. Thank you.
He hugs Jamie.
I love this.
Now Lauren Ridloff.
And now it is my special privilege to introduce you to Canadian singer, musician, and music producer. As the latter, he often collaborates with DJ Khalil, and together they have written and produced songs for Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Drake, and Pink. He's here to give us insight into how music helped him heal from his childhood disability, polio. His name is Chin Njeti.
He wears a knit hat and a white beard. He sits beside a laptop.
So the sound that you're hearing right now is the sound of a heart monitor, keeping track of my heart. You see, when I was younger, I underwent 2 surgeries. And when I came to in the recovery room, this was the first sound that I heard. And strangely, it gave me a sense of hope and calm, knowing that everything was going to be okay. And as a young man, I just knew to meditate on my heartbeat. There I was, taking it all in, when all of a sudden, I started harmonizing with myself. I don't know where it came from, but at that moment, I knew that music would be an integral part of my life. So there I was, in the recovery room, totally laid out. I somehow mustered the strength to lift my head, and in the distance, I can see this angelic figure, all dressed in white, floating towards me. I couldn't make it out at first, but it came closer and closer, and that's when I realized it was just the drugs that they gave me playing tricks on my mind, when in fact it was just the nurse that was assigned to me. She was wonderful. She looked at me, she smiled, she put her hand on my forehead, and she did something miraculous that till this day, I will never forget. She started harmonizing with my voice in the heart monitor. And for about 30 seconds, or maybe a minute, I don't know, we were like a choir of angels, filling that room of recovery where people were trying to heal with some hope. And that's when I realized that music was my universal language and everyone else's. So my hope for you today is that you find that thing that gives you hope, that gives you strength, the way music did for me. Keeps on burning, keeps on burning in my soul, yes, in my soul. Keeps on burning, burning, burning in my soul, in my soul. Oh, yeah. Fire, 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 fire. Keeps on burning in my soul. Oh. Keeps on burning, 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 burning in my soul. Hey, in my soul. Fire, fire.
He casually reaches over and touches the laptop. A small smile appears.
This year, we are giving 2 Casting Society of America awards. Here to present the first award, please welcome the director of Cha-Cha Real Smooth, Cooper Rife.
A young man with scruffy dark hair.
Hey everyone. I made the perfect decision when I chose this year's Casting Society of America's recipient, Angela Demo, to cast Cha-Cha Real Smooth. One of the central characters, and in many ways the emotional heart of the story, is the autistic daughter of Domino, played by Dakota Johnson. The daughter's name is Lola, and she's wonderfully played by autistic actor Vanessa Burkhart. To quote the almighty New Yorker, Vanessa has a poignant and candid self-awareness, a natural expressiveness, and that singular actorly gift of presence. Angela is incredibly talented at finding unique, authentic talent. She's a 2-time winner of the CSA's prestigious Artio Award for films like Me and Earl and the Dying Girl and Stanford Prison Experiment. And she's been doing it for a really long time, and it really shows. And I want her to keep casting for a really long time with me on all of my movies and on every movie ever, because she's so smart and talented and generous and open and genuinely excited about authentic, brilliant casting. And now we're gonna take a look at some of her work.
Cooper in Cha-Cha Real Smooth.
Do you two dance?
2 seated women glance at each other.
Sometimes, but we're not feeling it right now, so maybe in a bit.
Amazing. Well, yeah, no rush at all. But tonight is the night, so...
What night?
Did you say what night?
No, I did not. My mother did.
Oh, what's your mother's name?
Her name is Domino.
Domino. I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Can I ask your name?
Lola.
Your name is Lola? That's literally my favorite name of all time.
My mother, Domino, named me.
Lola and Andrew sit on a rug facing each other.
Sometimes it drains me a bit mentally and physically when I spend a lot of time mingling.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry that I'm draining. How can I not be? How can I help that?
You're probably not going to be able to. Sometimes I just need to recover in solitude. I actually enjoy being in an empty room.
He blinks uncomfortably.
Well, I'm very jealous of that.
Why are you jealous?
He smiles.
Because I wish I enjoyed the company of an empty room.
Have you ever tried to enjoy it?
It gives me great pleasure to present the 2022 Casting Society of America Award to Angela Demo.
Thank you for honoring me with this prestigious award. Thank you to everyone at the Media Access Awards and the Casting Society of America for recognizing my work. I want to share this award with Dakota Johnson and Cooper Rife, our amazing writer, director, and one of the stars of Cha-Cha Real Smooth, who gifted me with the responsibility of casting his beautiful film authentically and inclusively. I also want to share this award with my incredible associate, Megan, who worked tirelessly by my side to conduct a national search at the height of the pandemic to find a teenage girl on the autism spectrum. While conducting our search, I was thrilled to explore the pool of talent in this underserved group. Our search unearthed the phenomenal Vanessa Burkhart, an unknown at the time, who brilliantly brought her truth and soulfulness to Lola. It is my honor to have been in a position to open the door for such talent as Vanessa. As a champion of accurate and inclusive portrayals on screen, there is no greater reward than identifying these remarkable discoveries. As a community, it is critical that we not only continue to push for accurate representation on screen, but empower our filmmakers to think outside the box while casting roles that weren't originally written for actors with disabilities. There are so many gifted performers out there just waiting to be seen, and we're in a unique position to show the world how talented they are. Working on this film was a joy, and I am grateful for the visibility and recognition it has received. I also want to thank the wonderful cast and crew, Picture Start, Endeavor Content, Apple, and finally my family, who continue to be my champions. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Randall Park. Did you know that 1 out of 4 people in the U.S. identify with having a disability, including people who are very near and dear to my heart in my own family? Let's continue to see better representation for the disability community in front of and behind the camera.
Lauren Ridloff.
And now, for the second Casting Society of America Award, here are 2 of the actors from As We See It. Please say hello to Sue-Ann Pien and Rick Glassman.
I'm Sue-Ann Pien,
And so am I.
and we are 2 of the 3 main characters on Amazon Prime Video's new series, As We See It, cast by this next awardee.
Her name is Cami Patton, and given her long-standing history with authentic casting, I don't know if it could be that long. I hear she's only 25.
She looks great
Fantastic.
for 25. Oh, wow.
But she did what any A-list Hollywood casting director would do.
She tapped into her vast inventory of talent, and together with the show's creator, Jason Katims,
Jason!
auditioned us and anyone else who fit the part, and they picked us.
Yeah, and we are very, very, very thankful that they did.
And boy, are
Right, and boy, are our arms tired.
Tired.
Yeah, we are.
We are proud to present Cami Patton tonight's Casting Society of America Award for her excellence in casting talented and disabled performers in authentic roles in movies and television.
Shall we cut to a clip?
Let's do it.
In As We See It, Rick, as Jack, works in an office. Close-up of a keyboard. Close-up of sipping. He closes his eyes.
What's going on? Stretching.
He gets up and leaves. Now in a car.
Edward Tomey knows.
Knows what?
About me, the whole autism thing.
For what it's worth, I think you are such a beautiful person that you shouldn't have to hide who you are.
She nods, gazing at him. He meets her gaze.
That makes me want to throw up.
In group
Harrison?
therapy,
I think that Jack might be a little agitated right now. And so he's saying things he doesn't actually mean, and I just want to find out how you're feeling about that.
I don't like him very much right now.
Yeah, I understand.
Find a love connection. Wait,
Sue-Ann is Violet.
fine, Bumble.
No, we do not use our phones during group.
I'm 25. I want a boyfriend.
In a car,
It's normal to have a boyfriend. I want to be normal.
in an apartment,
What is that?
sound from another room.
Jack, can you lower that, please?
now.
Jack's in front of his laptop.
It's temporary.
That's so loud.
Grief is temporary. Love is permanent. Flagship Insurance. Your future is our purpose.
Damn it.
What are you doing?
Watching emotionally manipulative commercials.
Jack dabs his eyes.
Why?
So I could learn to cry.
Why?
So Edward Tomey knows I have emotions when I propose to her.
When you what?
I did it.
A large man stands in an outdoor cafe.
I did it, Mandy. You did it! I made it to the coffee shop.
Mandy finds her client.
You did it! High five me! Yes!
It's croissant time.
Elite croissant time.
It is our distinct honor to present the 2022 Casting Society of America Award to...
Rick mimes a drum roll.
Put the drum noises in post.
Cami Patton.
Thank you so much to the Media Access Awards and the Casting Society of America's Board of Directors for this award. It is an honor to share it with Angela Demo for her beautiful work on Cha-Cha Real Smooth. I will forever be grateful to Jason Katims for putting his trust in me on a project that was so near and dear to him. Jason is one of those people who leads with his whole heart in everything he does. It's always a gift to work with him, but this project in particular was personal to both of us, which made it that much more special. I would really like to thank my team of Jennifer Lair and Chandler Patton on the pilot, and Lauren Richer and Torian Miller on the series. They were every bit as excited to be a part of this as I was, and I am so grateful for their contribution. We could not have done this without the support of Beth Klein at Universal Television Casting and Donna Rosenstein at Amazon Casting, as well as Gail Williamson and her fabulous team at KMR. A huge and a heartfelt thank you to Sue-Ann, Rick, Albert, Sosie, Chris, and Joe for their incredible commitment to this show and to each other. I would especially like to thank the inclusive theater companies across the country for their willingness to go above and beyond to help their company members audition and be considered for this show. They were so willing to share contact information for other theaters to make sure everyone had an opportunity to be seen. Elaine Hall at the Miracle Project and Spectrum Laboratory in LA, as well as Epic Players in New York, were particularly helpful. Inclusion Films actually drove their company members from Bakersfield so they could audition in person. There is definitely a shift in the right direction in terms of inclusivity in the arts, but we still have a long way to go. As we strive for better representation, my hope is that we can encourage local theaters on a community level to be inclusive on stage and off, so tomorrow's talent can gain experience and visibility, and we can level that playing field. Thank you again. This means so much.
Lauren Ridloff.
Every year, the Media Access Awards is proud to announce a special honor. It's called the Christopher Reeve Acting Scholarship, a cash prize created by Christopher Reeve himself after his tragic accident in 1995. And it is given annually to a deserving up-and-coming young actor with a disability. Here to present this year's recipient, please welcome Golden Globe winner Rachel Zegler.
Hello. Though I haven't been around for that long myself, I don't think any young acting talent has ever impressed me as much as this next young lady. Her name is Sofia Sanchez. Sofia was born in Ukraine, abandoned at birth, an orphan with Down syndrome. Adopted by a large American family, she came to the US bursting with energy and confidence. She's an actor, model, and activist, and she's the creator of a viral video called Down Syndrome is Not Scary. She has inspired 2 scholastic children's books, You Are Enough and You Are Loved. She made her acting debut at age 6 on the Peabody Award-winning series Switched at Birth, and will soon be seen, along with yours truly, in the new Hunger Games prequel film called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. An incredible story, an incredible young lady, an incredible future. It is my honor and great privilege to present the 2022 Christopher Reeve Acting Scholarship to the vivacious Sofia Sanchez.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I am so happy to be receiving this award. I love the Media Access Awards. They are doing such a great job celebrating people with disabilities and their talent. I want to share my message. Being different is beautiful. But we're all different, but also the same too. Everyone has their own special talent, and we can spread hope and love to everyone. Thank you, Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation. I feel so happy and honored to receive this scholarship award. And thank you, Media Access Awards, for helping all people with disabilities rise and shine. This is so incredible. I love what I do, and I can't wait what the future brings. Thank you again. Bye. Mwah.
Rachel blows a kiss to the camera.
Well, that's our show. And a big thanks and congratulations to all of our winners, presenters, and fabulous performers.
At the Catalina Club, Nick, Danielle, and DJ wave.
Thanks for watching, and see you next year. Good night.
Lauren waves and smiles, then walks away. Credits. Produced by Calla Productions. Host, Lauren Ridloff. Executive producer, Deborah Calla. Writer, Alan Rucker. At the Catalina Jazz Club, a young man sits at a baby grand piano. Rick Lewis Clack.
I would like to close with a piece in honor of heroes. So this is for all the heroes of the movies celebrated by the Media Access Awards and all the everyday heroes we see on the news or know ourselves. The heroes that make all of our lives a little better. Here's the Chopin Heroic.
Credits continue. Producers Lauren Selman and Carrie Lynn Serta. Stage show director Paul Miller. Screen producer Drew Finley. Show editor C. Drew Unzer. Comedy club director Martin Yernazian. Announcer Dina Marone. Lauren Ridloff, ASL interpreter Raymond Narad. ASL interpreters Craig Vogel for James Caverly. Justin Maurer for Troy Kotzer. Special thanks, Easterseals of Southern California, Performing Arts Studio West, John Pazes, Chardell Brown, Chris Susso, Scott Richter, Spring Street Cafe, Tara Samuel, The Hand Prop Shop, The Sign Language Company, Tina Hittenberger, PRG Studios, Nancy Weintraub, Mark Whitley. Audio description sponsored by Woman of Her Word, co-produced with Cliff on Sound, narrated by Michelle Spitz. Copyright 2022 Media Access Awards.